All right, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video with your boy Abe Shaw. It's been a minute since I did. I told you every Friday I was going to be doing trade trade the week, like what my favorite trade of the week, and of course it's been like what 2 Fridays now I haven't done it. Well, you know what? This one I ain't gonna count this week because I'm recording it the day after. So technically this week is getting uploaded, but the week before I missed it. I do apologize for that. But what I'm gonna do for y'all today, I'm gonna give y'all some sauce. I'm gonna give you some sauce, and I'm gonna give y'all kind of like an outlook what we should be looking for going into next week. If y'all haven't been in the new gold, I'm talking about gold, my fault. If you haven't been in the new free chat that I have, well, the chat been there, but if you haven't been in the free Telegram chat, I've been dropping setups every week. I think the last trade I sent out was, let me see. Oh, perfect. Yeah, the last trade I sent out was the US 30 play. Ironically, it might actually, nope, this is not even the same trade. That's so crazy. This is not even the setup that I sent out on March 11th, not even the setup that I'm about to go over today. The trade of the week that I personally love the most was the one that we caught on US 30 on March 10th. But the setup that I gave into the free Telegram chat was on March 11th, which was really the same US 30 setup. Now, it's so funny, like how I don't really care about giving away game for real. Cause like I said in the past, bro, there's gonna be people that use it, and there's gonna be some people that watch this video and still not even pay attention to the sauce that I give them. So for the people that actually is watching my channel and taking notes of everything I'm giving out, cause I gave out the sauce on Go, I gave you the sauce on Nas in the beginning of the year, and here we are on US 30, just another hitting gem. For those that want to trade US 30, I actually released this sauce for real on my Threads account. If you follow me on Threads, Instagram Threads, basically Instagram version of Twitter. I talked about this a lot over there. And it's trading US 30 after opening bell, after all the news come out. And it's a specific time that I'm gonna tell y'all for what to look out for. And I'm gonna break it down tonight. Well, today for this recording. So without further ado, let's get into it. So this is March 10th, literally Tuesday. So we come to the left, start from Sunday. Sunday, this was the low at the time. So this was our main support to start the week. Then we saw the market pushed up for buys on Monday, created a higher low around 10 a.m. intent. And then the market took off for buys again, just creating higher lows and continuing with the uptrend. So fast forward as we get into the next day. So this is Tuesday, right? So Monday night during Tokyo session, the market found a support level right here. So it starts ranging. If I was somebody that was looking for US 30, there might have been some people that's like, oh, like I want to look for US 30 for the downtrend coming into Monday. But it's one or two things I personally would want to look for first if I was looking for the sales. So this is this 8 a.m. candle. So as you can see, we had our buys from the Tokyo session. During London, it shot all the way back up here to the previous lower high stretcher right here. And what happened? The market starts selling off. So the only way we look for continuations for the downtrend is if US 30 breaks below the zone. And one thing about US 30, I talked about this in the book, but one thing about US 30, it loves to fake breakout, which means it might look like it's about to get ready to go for the sales. It might even push to the zone, but the market does not actually close and really just push through. Don't fall for the manipulation to the downside, because all it's about to do is set us up for our buy opportunity back to the high side, right? So when I drop down to these lower time frames, when I run play on this, you can see when the momentum starts to die down here almost immediately, right? So it started selling here, it started buying here, and then there's the retest that comes back to the zone to confirm that it wasn't going for the fake breakout. And as you can see, this was the smooth selling. So the trade I actually called essentially was literally right off of this zone. So the entry was about right here, and stop loss would have been right under this zone. Boom. And then TP target was essentially back to those highs, right? We had the high here, and then we had this lower high stretcher right here. Why this lower high stretcher? Because this is where opening bills like opened at, and it immediately starts selling up. And sometimes you might find on US 30 that once it finds the support and it starts to take off for the buys again, it always go back to that New York session high before it decides to continue for the downtrend or actually break out back to the highs. But our entry was right off of this support. And the reason why I was up to support was because this was the same Tokyo low from the previous night. So this is Tokyo session support. It came here once, came here twice at midnight, took up for the buys. Here we are back at opening bell, New York session. It sells off. Momentum is looking good right here. Right? Selling up looking good. We're not falling for the fake breakout. All I know is you're at my support area. This is the area that I want to look for buys, and this is why I'm taking buys. Now, into the sauce that I want to give y'all. Some of my students might get mad, some of them might not. They're like, you know what, hey, I ain't even mad at you, bro. I'm gonna give y'all two sauces. First sauce, let's rewind here. This is like something I've learned because like through trial and error, because I used to hit stop losses on this a lot. So overall, let's rewind over here, right? In the past, I've learned that. So right here, this was the first retest back to the support. OA would have been looking to take buys off of this, like immediately soon as this zone pushed up for the buys, right? It bounced up my support. Cool. I know US 30 should be coming back to take these highs out. My stop loss will be like right here at this zone, or essentially technically my stop loss will still be like right here below this zone right here, because I know, okay, cool. If it doesn't break this below the zone, I know it's a nice stop loss and I can hold this trade. So me entering early, stop loss steep, I'm good. But the only thing about having a steep stop loss, two things. You either have to have walls, you gotta have good risk management where you're not risking a lot to where this is gonna have you in hella drawdown. Or two, you just better be confident in your trade if you are sizing into your position. Now, what I've learned, like the sauce I'm about to give you right now, is even though it might look like it's about to get ready to buy before opening bell, like all of this is looks like amazing buy entries, right? The bullish candlesticks, market is looking good for the buys. What I've learned about US 30 in particular, right? What I've learned, I don't know if nobody else taught this about this on YouTube, but this is my first time really giving y'all what I've learned. And we've been trading this way, I think, since last year, I want to say, was when I first started realizing this, or yeah, last year around this time, actually, now that I think about it. I've always noticed that whenever I take my early buy entry, opening bell comes for the manipulation, right? The market decides to just dump out of nowhere for whatever reason. I don't know if they want to call it. So let's call it a stop loss hunt. So there's always a stop loss hunt that happens, if you want to call it that. I learned that there's always, even though the buyers are coming, anticipate another sell-off first, and then you look for the buys. Now, to take this a step further, I've learned that I have a specific strategy that I use to where I look to take my entries on US 30 anywhere between 9:45 to 10:15. And realistically, if you're not used to 9:45, waiting an extra hour, waiting that extra 15 minutes, waiting till 10 a.m. is going to save you a lot of drawdown and help you get more profitable in taking setups. So as you can see here, I'm texting in my chat right now to let them know. Actually, I should go back to the thread and show y'all. But I'm gonna talk this and I'm gonna go back to the thread. I'm gonna actually open up my Telegram and show y'all. But literally, wait till 10 a.m. Let the market show its can, show you the move, let it show us that's faking out for the support. 10 a.m. candle is really down here, right? So this is your buy area that you're entering at. And then boom, once you enter off of this entry right here, after 10, it's a zero drawdown trade. Now you have a quick trade that you're catching 1,300 pips on. But this is the mood why I liked it so much. It played out like bread and butter. And then not only that, it was a trade that really went for, I believe, 6,000 pips. But the last CP I had set for them was back at this high. But of course, if you wanted to hold, I'm gonna see, so y'all can see it pushed up one more time. Yeah, so as you can see here, it boom, right, took off. Now, let me actually go to my Telegram chat because, it's one thing to show y'all the replay and say like, oh yeah, this is what you should have did, da, 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 da. It's another thing when I can pull up receipts and show y'all exactly the setup that I called. All right, share screen, Telegram. All right, so as you see, this is all the chats now, man. If you're not in this chat, this is the chat that's this is the free chat. All the other chats are included in the academy. Only academy members get access to this. And then this chat is for my personal mentees. Now let's scroll back to March 10th. Right. So March 10th. Oh yeah, also I do recap videos or breakdown recaps every now and then as well. It used to be more frequent, but I slowed up on that just because it was getting a little repetitive. The same setups was coming, so it was like there was no need to constantly keep up with the recaps. All right, where is it at? Is it this one or this one? So we had two options, right? So as you can see here, this is the first setup. I don't even know if y'all can see this or not. So let me make sure. Y'all might be able to see it. I'm gonna assume y'all can see this. I think. Let me see. Let me make sure. Share screen. I wish I could just share the whole freaking lesson, man. You know what? I got y'all. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do desktop, full desktop. All right, cool. So this is the first setup. This is the setup I was talking about. 47,621. First TP 47,753. Second TP 47,875. You come here. I don't know why it's freezing, but as you can see here on this chart, wait, it was what was the entry? 47,621. So this entry was a little bit up here. What do you do right here? So I said it was in the same area. So 621, and as y'all can see, the last TP that was the main TP back to the high, 47,875, and then 47,875 is literally back up into this stretcher. But I made it a little lower just to obviously guarantee TP that should be smacking. But ultimately, as you can see here, the full move went for 5,000 pips. Now, back to the Telegram though, because I want to talk about it. So this was option one. Option two was if it broke out of that zone. I talked about this strategy before on YouTube. Go back and find whatever video that was. I can't remember at the moment. I might link it to this video at the end. But this was just if it broke out for manipulation for the sales, I wanted to see how to come to the 61, and we was gonna take buys going back up side of zone, or for a retest back to the 78, and then once again take off for the buys again. Now, look, fake breakout for the sales, and then buy continuations by 10 a.m. again. I send an alarm out when the push happened. As you can see here, open the bell, you got the swing emoji, trying to set the break even, trying to hit, wait for this play now. This is me saying, okay, cool. We're waiting for this move. It doesn't come, right? And then also, if market pushes back above the zone again, then we will take our same buy sell this morning. So basically, what that means is I probably took this, let me see. I probably took this first buy push right here, like I talked about, trail and hit. Boom. It comes back into play again. We take the same setup. So the first trade hit, trail and break even, boom, whatever. Retest after 10 a.m., comes back inside the zone again, take the same setup, trade takes off for another 6,000 pips. Fire. TP1 smash for the retest again back to the zone, 1,200 pip pushes, really be spot on, right on time, 30. Like I said earlier, same storyline. Now, the reason why I say same storyline, because I don't know about to do this in this video, but every single week, every single day, you can find the window of at 10 a.m. there's going to be some type of buy push, aka it could be a buy push for the main move, or it could be even just a buy push for a pullback, right? That's something I've been noticing, or some type of rejection, some type of reversal that happens 9:45, 10 a.m. ish on the charts. If I feel like I'm looking for buys and I don't think it's about to really just go, cool, wait till 10 a.m., be patient. If it's news that's coming out at 9:45, cool, wait till 10 a.m., wait till 10:30. Sometimes you might want to wait a whole nother hour because sometimes you might notice that the market might be delayed before actually getting to the setups that you want. But I'm going to save all that for the academy. I'm done spilling too much of the beans that I already spilled already. But overall, this was one of my favorite trades I took this week. There was a lot more setups that was arguably cleaner as well, but any setup where I enter a trade, so first trade, break even, re-enter again, any setup where I enter a trade and it just booms and goes straight into profit, that's a winning trade for me. That's a fire trade for me because it's nothing to stress about. It's no headache. It's no worry. You're not waiting to see if it's about to pull back. You're not waiting to see. And for those that are my OG members, my OG YouTube community, y'all know TP 134 was just 1,200 pips for me. We would have been done here, right? Now we're averaging 3,000 pips a day on US 30, right? And I don't even call trades the way I used to call trades just because I've been focusing on catching one quality setup a day, one or two quality setups a day, and just being done. I'm not your average signature caller anymore where I'm calling multiple setups, multiple trades a day. I'm not doing all that no more. It's no need. As you start to mature in trading, you realize all I need is one quality move, maybe another one if it's a clean setup, but I'm not risking. What am I over leveraging for or risking a lot? Risking more setups in one day for when I have a fire banger setup like this. That's just that greed that comes in the trade. Like, cut it out. Now, enough about that. Enough of yapping. Let's talk about what we're gonna be looking for this week on Actually, since I'm on US 30, why not? Let's focus on what we're gonna be looking for this week on US 30. So fast forward real quick before let's rewind a little bit. We got news, right? We got nice volatile news that's getting ready to happen on the charts. I'm tripping. I hate how the market don't automatically just go. So, all right, so as you can see, nice volatile news coming. We got pending home sales on Tuesday, Fed rates on Wednesday, FOMC on Wednesday. So basically, what I learned about this press conference and stuff, basically the market not gonna really react until after the conference is over with. So 3 o'clock is when it's gonna be cleaner. It's gonna be moves around this time too, but this is gonna be the first announcement, and then the conference is what's really gonna start making the market move, which is why I say just wait to 3. Or better yet, make your money in the morning so y'all don't even gotta worry about the Fed rates announcements when they drop. But what I do love whenever it's news like this getting ready to come out, is always pay attention to where are we on the charts. Like, why did the market sell off? Why are we at key levels? Why are we at key support? Why are we at key resistance? What does that mean for the next coming weeks? Like, what should I be looking for? Right? That's always my thought process. That's always where I go. Let me get some water real quick. Now, as you can see, the month of March has been a crazy downtrend. I'm gonna go day chart right now just so we can like focus on what's gonna be that area for US 30 that's gonna really just send us back in the uptrend mode. Because we've really been now that I'm looking at it, we've been in the downtrend since February. US 30 isn't even bullish right now. We've been catching nice buy opportunities, but overall the Dow Jones is in a downtrend. So now we have to ask ourselves, where is US 30? Where can US 30 go? When we got Fed rates dropping this week, where can US 30 go before it actually start confirming the bull runs again? Where are areas of interest that I want to look for that I can start looking for potentially uptrend volume coming in for US 30 or just swing trades in general? And when I look at that, these are the two levels that piques my interest, right? Or even if I draw my fields from top to bottom right now, we're already under my 78 on the day chart. This isn't the 4 hour, this isn't the 1. This is the day chart. And the only reason why I'm on the higher time frames right now is just so we can see just a cleaner picture before we size down into the night, right? Before we size down into like the rest of this week. So like when I'm thinking about buy opportunities, I'm looking for high liquidity areas where I think US 30 is going to come to and bounce off of. And this area right here will be option 1. This will be an area that I'll be interested in looking at. 45,755. Or even if it decides to manipulate and push all the way down to this bottom zone right here, this is another area of interest that I want to look for. The only reason why I did these two zones back to back, because as you can see, this was an obvious key higher low area that bounced off and took over the buys. But then here's, I think this was, I don't know if this was a gap. A gap, and on Sunday it was up here. So that's why I just drew the whole zone right there on US 30. I don't like how that looks. But it's crazy though, because now that I'm looking at this, this is so this is the high of the year. We still have yet to find like where is our low 2026 is going to be at, right? So that's going to be interesting to see. Could this potentially be the low of 2026? Oh, you know what? That makes sense too. I saw somebody on Threads talking about how you say like the banks like whole numbers. So even though I want to go 45, 7,055, it could easily just come to 46,000 and bounce off for the buys too. All right, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool to know. Like it's still roughly in that area that I was talking about. All right, fast forward. When I'm thinking about like my main key setups, what am I looking for? Overall, I want to look for the buys. But when I think about areas where I'm like, okay, hey, what's a clean, obvious setup that I want to look for sales? It's going to be somewhere back in this range. This is a high liquidity area. Remember, we're on a 4-hour time frame. So everything's looking way more cleaner. We can mark up our zones. Remember how I used to tell y'all how important those lower high and higher low structures are? It goes the same thing on a higher time frame. But the beautiful thing about the higher time frame is the higher the time frame, the bigger the moves, the cleaner the moves, the cleaner the entries, the more money that you can make on the charts, the more combines that you can pass, the faster you get to withdraw money, put in your high yield savings accounts, take those trips that you want to take, right? So for me, for this week, ultimately right now with Fed rates and stuff, I can see your study still being in the downtrend until down here in this into the zone. Once it gets here, you can start looking for higher lows to start forming, and then we want to see retests back inside the zone or like some type of shape like this to start signaling our buys. Academy members, obviously, I'm gonna give you all the actual trades in the chats. In the free Telegram chat, I might drop it in there too. letting y'all know when I finally start want to look for bull runs over here on US 30. But if not this, then I'm gonna pay attention to where was Friday's high at? Where was Friday New York session at? So here will be an area of interest that I want to look for New York, and that's roughly around 47,000. Right here, 47,045 area. And then where was the other target before that? Right here. Anything else? These two levels kind of don't matter. Well, they matter, but in the sense of where we're going to be at this week, I want y'all to focus on like these two zones. So this will be area of interest for the sales. This will definitely be an area of interest for the sales anywhere up in here. Like if I was thinking sales, let's say it goes buys here. Remember in the zone down. So let's say it goes buys here, and then it pushes back under the zone. If it closes on the zone, then we look for sales back to this previous structure right here. And then here, if it bounces off of this, this becomes a buy area that we take back to the highs or look for the continuations for the breakout. And it's just that simple. It's just we wait to see what the market is going to do. We don't try to guess. We don't try to bet that it's going to do this. We wait and see and let the market show us. Let it push those levels first, and then we execute when it gets to those levels. So either it's going to pump for the buys, push out, come back to test this high. We take sales here, back down to the low, and then look for the continuation for the buys here. Or if this sell entry turns into a main move that comes here, great. We hold our trade back to the low, right? But if it doesn't, take profit. Take buys back up into here, look for the continuation. Also, depends on if it comes here. If it resets here, if it doesn't go all the way up here and it comes here instead, same scenario. Comes back under, we take sales. We take sales back down to this low, or we look to target that 46,000 area that we just talked about earlier. All right. All right. I've been working on trying not to make my videos too long. I feel like I still probably ended up yapping way more than I needed to. But like I said, I love providing value. I love talking about trading. I can talk about trading all day. And I know there's somebody out here that's watching this video that needed to see this video. So all I ask for y'all is leave a like if you haven't already and leave a comment if y'all got any questions about US 30. And I think that's it. I think that's it. I'll keep you updated in the free Telegram chat. Join that if you haven't already. And of course, if you want access to like my full academy and full services I provide, personal mentorship, all that stuff, actually join the academy or actually visit the website and go to the personal mentorship section to learn more about that as well. But for now, I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace out.